can we all just relax a little bit? The ideal, you should first have had a glass of wine. Okay. So we are no longer taking ourselves serious. As you can see, we were extremely serious so far. That's over now. Okay. So Mythbusters is tongue-in-cheek. It is light. It is hopefully quick. We are giving, we asked 5 people to speak to a myth. So we frame it as a myth. They may believe the bullshit they come and tell you, or they may not believe it. We won't know. It's not meant to be serious. Okay, so let's go and bust some myths. The first myth, Mr. James Campbell, come bust the myth for us. The new US administration will be good for junior mining, and you've got about, hey, I need 5 minutes on the clock only.
I've got half an hour.
Give the man 3 minutes. I mean, it's so easy to bust that myth.
Okay, so here we have the Sentianarchy. The new US administration will be good for junior mining. So, for the argument, you are an American company, yes. Lower environmental requirements, we've heard about that this morning. A potential increase in the demand for critical minerals. I'll talk briefly about that. Against, increase in market volatility, capital access for juniors remains muted, global environmental and social concerns are becoming increasingly important, and I've just left the word tariffs because we have no idea of what's really going on. So, the first one, forecast demand for critical minerals. We hear all about this, net zero, sustainability, etc. And 2 years ago, I was invited to give a Mythbuster on the forecast demand for green metals is completely overhyped and will not materialize. Well, I agreed with that, and if I can read my thing here, it's at 80% of the audience does agree. So it is completely overhyped using the authoritative agenda of the Junior Indaba 2023. But just in actually all seriousness, look, do you really believe we're going to increase lithium mining by 42 times in the next 20 years? No, no chance. Okay, market volatility. I couldn't resist the Trump jig. I wish I had a video there, but I don't. Well, one of the main ways in which you measure volatility? It's something called the VIX, and you can see from when Trump took over, the VIX has started going up, and it keeps on going up and down, but the general trend is upwards. On a slightly more serious basis, look at the trend on this one, going the opposite way. Global equity financing for juniors, this time on the TSXV. It was the easiest one to find because I think all of us know most of the juniors are listed on the TSXV, London AIM, or on the Australia Stock Exchange, but you can see, it's collapsing. So, is the US administration good for junior mining? Increase in market volatility, decrease in junior financing, possible increase in critical minerals? No, I don't believe it would be.
Thank you very much, James. I want you to take up your tool of mass democracy, and let's show James whether he convinced us of this or not. So you have to click on it, go to the link. There should be a question. The question should read something like, I'm just waiting. There's no question, because somebody is fast asleep. It's the wrong question. But anyway, let's work with this question. So what was the myth we asked him to bust? The new US administration will be good for junior mining. I think he argued no, although he argued it very confusingly. So he said no. So do you agree that the US administration will not be good for junior mining? Yes or no? I'm sorry, they gave me a yes or no statement instead of the actual question. So do you agree with James or not? Okay, can I put it like that? If we don't get to 70 votes, there's no wine at the end. Huh? come, you're all in the corporate world, you know how to get bribed. If you don't get a bonus, you don't come to work, okay? So there will be no wine unless you vote. So, James, you had a better case 2 years ago. Only 70% of people agree with you this time, eh? Up your game. We'll invite you back next year if you get a bit more passionate, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask Mametja Moshe to come up here and talk to us about junior mining in Africa cannot succeed without the Chinese. I don't know what she's going to argue, so we'll see. And you've got less than 5 minutes, so get to the point.
I'll try my best.
Good luck.
I don't have slides, but I hope my voice is loud enough for everybody to be awake for 5 minutes. Junior mining in Africa cannot succeed without the Chinese. I don't know. But what I can tell you for sure is between 2015 and 2022, China put 65 billion into Africa. That includes the infrastructure as well as the mining projects themselves. The second thing I can tell you is that China, according to the UN report, sources 60% of its cobalt from Africa, 40% of its manganese from Africa, and 20% of its copper. So who needs who? I think the bigger question we need to ask ourselves is, what are we doing about this? China currently takes about 30 million tons of manganese globally. Half of it is from Africa. I would love to believe that China needs us rather than the other way around. But China has been a strategic partner to Africa because they can actually put money into mining projects as well as the infrastructure. So do we really need them, or do they need us? In the 1950s all the way to the 2000s, money for mining projects came from the IFC, the World Bank, CDC in the UK. That was about 80% of African mining investment. Currently, closer to 70% of that comes from China. But can Africa survive without external funding? Can African junior miners survive without external funding? And I would love to believe the answer is no. We still need external funding. With all the resources we have and all the time we've had, we still need external funding. The opportunity that I see is that China should be a strategic partner. We should determine what we need. Where's Errol? Errol and I went to China in 2019, where we brought some African miners, including Orion at the time. And the reception was beautiful. They wanted to partner. Chinese companies wanted to work with Africa, but we need to set the tone. We need to beat the drums, and they must dance to our drums. But we also need their capital. So this is a two-way stream, strategic alignment. Now I come back and I ask, junior mining in Africa cannot succeed without the Chinese. Did a cheeky thing, and I went and I asked ChatGPT. And ChatGPT said to me, no. And I tend to agree with ChatGPT. We do not really need Chinese funding. We do not need it. We can, but we do not need it. We can do without it. But let's not lose the opportunity, because the Chinese want to be here, but we also need them. So it can be a strategic partnership. Can we do without them? Yes, we probably can. But when I look at the world today, I think they're probably our best bet of who we can work with to bring both infrastructure and mining into Africa. Now, dare I ask, why is all the money coming from externally, and why are there no African private equity mining funds? Bernard, when was the last one you saw? New Africa Mining Fund. That was the last one we saw. Where's Africa for Africans? Why are we not raising capital externally and doing it in our way? Maybe that's the bigger question. But as for now, junior miners can partner with the Chinese, but they do not desperately need them. Thank you. I'm giving you back 30 seconds.
You could have been a geologist, because on the one hand, we need them, on the other hand, they need us. I am confused.
I'm saying we don't need them, but we should partner with them.
So, I'm going to go with the statement that she makes. So go and please take your yes or no voting tool. Go online. So the statement is, no, junior miners do not need China. She then goes on to say, but can partner with them, but that, I'm going to stop there. So junior miners do not need China to succeed. Do you agree with that statement, yes or no? We're a little bit different. We're a bit like South Africa, no? I mean, doesn't matter how you screw up, 60% will vote for you. I mean, at least in America, if you screw up, you still get 50% of the vote. I mean, I don't know. I mean, democracy is weird, yeah. Mametja, thank you very much. You put your heart into that, and thank you for coming back. We really appreciate that you came back for this. Thank you very much. Okay. When Errol asked me to please invite him, shame, I said, okay, but then you have to come and perform. So this partnership between government and the private sector is clearly just wishful thinking. Errol, smart.
Well, I've always been the optimistic realist in the room.
What?
Year after year, I've stood here with rehashed slides and told you why we were going to get it right, to get a revitalized exploration and junior mining sector in South Africa. And I'd like to still believe it, and I think maybe it will still happen. But I need to take the path of least resistance while I'm standing up here today. And that's why I didn't haul out the old slides that I've used repeatedly, and I keep getting cocked out. So I'm going to give a whole lot of time back today, because it's easier just to accept the myth, unfortunately, because the proof is right in front of our eyes. Until a couple of weeks ago, I really thought we were going to have this partnership, and there had been this reaching out, and all the hours and hours of sitting in rooms and arguing and debating and understanding exactly what was needed. There was going to be a partnership between industry and government in creating a junior exploration boom. And then last week, in the fit of urgency before the Donald Trump meeting, somebody rushed out a mineral resource development bill, and we've spoken about it today. So, sadly, the path of least resistance is simply to admit there cannot be a partnership, because a partnership is based on trust. Partnership is based on having conversations, listening to each other, understanding each other. And more importantly, when you shake hands, when you look each other in the eye and you say, I promise you this is going to be dealt with in the bill, then that has got to be what's dealt with in the bill. And when that doesn't get delivered, you have broken the fundamental thing. And that's what Donald Trump is learning around the world, is you break a trust. And it takes a hell of a long time to build that up again. So unfortunately, in the case of South Africa, And it is only the case of South Africa, because I listen to the success stories from Haya and from James and the guys that have had fantastic success stories in our region. And it's when governments work with private capital, you get success. And we're not getting it in South Africa. So I'm afraid I have to support the myth. But there will be successes that will be made without government. That's the difference.
I mean, this man is so depressed. We must get him a wine. Okay, guys. Errol, I can see nobody should shake your hand and go back on their word. I mean, but I have to say, whoever does that to a big guy like that is flippin' brave on the scale of stupidity. I would not dare to do that. Okay, so Errol makes a compelling case that the partnership between government and the private sector are wishful thinking. Do you agree? Yes or no? Oh, we're South Africa again. Come on, people. Well, Errol agrees with the statement. So in this case, Lily, I think for once we've got the two, the statement and the speaker. You're a lawyer. You're looking at this wrong. Just go with the flow.
I'm analyzing.
Yeah. Okay. So, Errol, you're going to cost me, I mean, everybody is going to drink at least one drink more now because of you. I mean, do you know what you've cost me, eh? And look at this, 200 people, one glass of wine per person. Jeez. Thank you very much, Errol. South Africa is seizing the opportunity in the race for critical minerals. The firm proponent of that, Mr. Paul Miller.
Chair, fellow Junior Indaba delegates, shortly to go home alcoholics, because I stand entirely against the argument that South Africa is seizing the opportunity in the race for critical minerals.
Sherlock.
We are not. We are deliberately missing it. Just as we chose to miss the last commodity super cycle. Around the world, the meaning of critical minerals means those minerals that power clean energy, drive electric vehicles, are at the heart of the AI and compute revolution, are crucial for defense, and are strategically vital. And they have vulnerable supply chains for those that need them. Do you understand the word critical? Lithium, cobalt, nickel, rare earths, copper, graphite, and for you, Chair, high purity manganese.
Yes.
We would all agree that these are critical minerals. It's what everyone else thinks are critical minerals. But in South Africa, we have twisted those words. Instead, we have rebranded the old as new. We have included yesterday's minerals, coal, for God's sake, gold, iron ore, chrome, in this cunning reinvention of the word criticality. This isn't a bold move, it is double speak. It's manipulation, propaganda. It's what the Soviets called desinformatia. This is the original disinformation, and it, of course, is not at all surprising from an old communist. Because it is far easier to pretend that we are part of the green economy than it is to do the hard work of actually joining it. Coal is not critical for the future, nor is gold, nor is iron ore. They are very important, yes, but they do not provide clean energy to power autonomous vehicles driven by AI. They do not secure clean energy supply chains. This doublespeak is not harmless. It's a shield to protect cronies from uncomfortable truths. And it's not just government spin. The Minerals Council has joined the chorus too. It has redefined junior mining to no longer mean explorers who risk everything to find the minerals of tomorrow. No longer the companies that operate at or before the discovery stage of the mineral project lifecycle. Now it's just small-scale mining of what's already known. No new discoveries required. These redefinitions are convenient because real reform is hard, because attracting new investment is hard, because a root and branch change in policy to welcome genuine explorers is hard, because finding the next tier 1 mine is hard. So instead of doing the hard work, instead of fixing policy confusion, restoring investor trust, and reigniting exploration, we choose to change the meaning of words. We pretend. We say, look, we're part of the critical minerals race, but we aren't, because we reinvent the meaning of words while we cunningly apply desinformatia. The world moves on. The United States, Canada, Australia, the UK, our neighbors here in Southern Africa, they are all investing in new discoveries. They are courting new explorers. They are securing their supply chains. They are laying down the capital and the policies to lead the clean energy future. And us, we're defending yesterday's incumbent miners with tomorrow's language. This argument, Chair, is built on a comfortable lie. The lie that renaming coal as critical makes it part of the future. The lie that rebranding small-scale miners as junior explorers will unlock vast new wealth. It won't, and it can't. Because real opportunity doesn't come from redefining the meaning of words. It comes from policies that attract new capital. It comes from trust in government. It comes from brave explorers who take the first steps into the unknown. South Africa has the potential. We have the geology. We have the people. But we are squandering it again. If we want to lead in critical minerals, we must stop the doublespeak. We must face the truth. And until then, there's no seizing the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Paul Muller. So, the statement, South Africa is seizing the opportunity to rebrand. No, I'm sorry. South Africa is seizing the opportunity in the race for critical minerals. I think Paul votes no. So if you agree with Paul, you would vote no. The rest of us, we will vote wherever we see it. Okay. For a moment there, I thought he was launching his political career. But then he made sense, so he can't be a politician. So, I mean, that's when I knew, he's not a politician. Let's see. No. Where are we? 95, 96? Yes, Muller. I'm waiting for 100 because then I can. This is not representative. This is only 99 votes. I'm waiting for 100 before it's representative. Mr. Muller, I think you made your point. Well done. An easy act to follow. Lily, come and tell us that this cadastral, CADA, what all those other names.
Yes.
You're a firm believer. This is the holy grail of junior mining. Over to Lily.
Okay, no,
Good luck.
So I took this whole tongue-in-cheek thing and let's have some fun seriously. tissues came out with Errol, felt like I was in a sermon with Paul, like all a bit intense. But in any event, let me just quickly give you a side note and a disclaimer. This is not legal advice. This is not my opinion, and I'm limiting all liability. It's also going to be very short, so that you can all go and drink your wine. But basically, I've been asked to determine or bust the myth, I guess, of whether the cadastral system will be the holy grail for the junior mining sector in South Africa. So what I'm going to ask you all to do is actually to either be the junior miner that you are, or just pretend that you're a junior miner. And let's look to and analyze 3 of the main benefits that we allegedly this cadastral system is bringing to us. Number 1, transparency. So allegedly, would you rather click a button to see the type of minerals that you have a cell phone and Wi-Fi, not have to put in those PIA applications, which take about 90 days just to try and determine what information your rights, if there are rights on the property that you have, not wade through documents. Would you rather do that? What about going to meet those cool individuals at the department? Go and sit with those regulators. Have a Coke. Have some chips. Ask them to wade through the documents themselves to see in those boxes on the floor that a lot of them unfortunately have been burnt in the fire as to whether you're right or whether there is a right on that property. What about... I bet you guys would way rather go and sit with those expensive lawyers in their fabulous Sandton offices drinking that expensive tea and ask them what is the best solution to try and figure out whether there is in fact a right on that property or not. That's way better than just clicking a button, right? I guess the second benefit we can look at is speedy licensing. So allegedly, the cadastre system allows you to input data, and within 14 days, apparently, you'll get an acceptance letter or a rejection letter. And perhaps if you do get your acceptance letter, then apparently then we will be able to get a mining right, and then you'll be able to drill. But hey, come on, junior miners. What about, that means you are going to give up those incredible calls to your investors. Those calls that you basically make, I think you've probably made them about over the last 15 months, almost every month. What about that last call, just to say, we are nearly there. We are so close. We're almost there. Like, just give me a little bit more time. What about that bonding time with your shareholders? You know that great meetings, those great meetings that you have to say that, I promise you, they said 300 days. I know we're on 3 years, but I promise you we're getting there. I just know, I feel it in my bones. It's really those character building exercises, that resilience of being a junior miner. And then that achievement of getting a response from the department 4 years later. Who cares if it's a rejection? You got a response. And lastly, the third benefit that I thought we should look at is this free data for all. So allegedly, the system allows you just to upload all of your data and get the majors to upload the data. So you can kind of have a look on the map and see what's there and what rocks are on the ground in that area, etc. You know, just one click of a button, one place, less than 1 hour. But are you then truly an exploration company? Have you really gone and put a spade in the ground? Have you got your boots dirty? I mean, have you not gone with your metal detector to try and figure out what is actually in that piece of land? I mean, come on. That treasure hunt, to be given the treasure up front, surely not. That's no achievement. That's no fun at all. So honestly, after having tasted the excitement and fun, and after having met those regulators, lawyers, and competitors, and after having honed in on your exploration and instinct with a metal detector, do you really want a cadastre system? Is it really the holy grail for you? A little bit of fun.
Let me tell you.
I should have been an actress.
Before this conference started this morning, me personally, I knocked a cup of coffee out over Lily's dress, and we still speak to each other. And that is purely because she's gracious and she is a trooper. So thank you very much. So what did you actually argue? I mean, this is the problem with these women, and they confuse me. What did you argue? Is it the Holy Grail or is it not? Not. Okay, so if you agree with Lily Lupan after all of that fun, that this is not the Holy Grail, no, you see, this is now, I'm confused. Huh? Just vote. Just vote so that we can go drink. Okay, just vote. Do you agree with, so ignore the question at the top, unless you have voted already. You see, we are in deep trouble there. Do you agree with her that it's not? Then vote no. So if you agree, vote no. Again. 70, 81 people have already voted, and I'm still confused about what we're voting for. Again, it makes me a typical South African voter. I am so confused. But that guy looks like me, I'm voting for him. We are back at South African democracy, 60-40. 60-40. That's apparently higher than our pass rate. 60-40, eh? Lily, you were fun, but you confused the living shit out of me. I am so confused. I don't know what I want anymore. What I really want is to thank you all for sticking it out for the day. At the start of the day, we promised you we were going to touch on some subjects. I think we did. I did promise you if you stick around, there will be a dop and chop, a cheese and nyama at the end, and a glass of wine or beer. That's about to happen. But it was always in my mind, the highlight was going to be standing here with people who are doing it. I find it inspiring. There are so many things in life I can't do, and when I look at people who do that, I go like, wow, I know I cannot build a mine. But I also know there are people who can, and therefore that is the inspiration I was hoping to share with the audience. Please come back tomorrow. More good stuff. You sad people online, go drink your own wine on your own. I mean, I told you to be here. You wouldn't be here, so now you have to drink on your own. That's always a sad sign. Don't drink too much on your own. The rest of us, let's go and have a good social interaction. We are responsible. If you drink, please don't drive. Please, I mean, that is a sincere request. So let's be responsible. Paula, team, well done. See you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you very much.